Welcome to Speak English with me.
Improve your vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation with our engaging lessons.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Speak English Daily. I'm Anna.
And I'm Mike. It's great to have you here with us again.
If you're learning English and you want to sound more natural instead of translating every sentence from your own language, you're in the right place. Before we begin, please take a second to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join us every week for simple, practical English conversations that you can use in real life. Today's expression is one that native speakers use all the time, but many textbooks either skip it or only give a short explanation. By the end of today's conversation, you'll know when to use it naturally and confidently.
I wish I had learned it earlier because I made a funny mistake with this expression years ago.
Really? I don't think you've ever told me this story.
It happened when I was talking to an English-speaking friend. She said, "Our neighbor is leaving for good." I smiled and replied, "That's wonderful. I'm happy she's leaving because it's a good idea."
Oh, no.
Everyone looked at me with confused faces. I thought for good meant someone was doing something because it was a positive choice or because it was good.
That's a very common misunderstanding. Many English learners hear the word good and naturally think it has something to do with something positive. But in this expression, the meaning is completely different.
So what does it really mean?
When native speakers say someone is leaving for good, they usually mean the person is leaving permanently. They are not planning to come back. It is a final decision.
So it means forever?
Very often, yes. It can mean forever, permanently, or in a way that is not temporary. It tells us the situation has reached an ending.
That's much different from what I imagined.
Let's compare a few sentences, because small changes can completely change the meaning.
Good idea.
Listen carefully. He's leaving.
We know he's going somewhere, but we don't know for how long.
He's leaving for a week.
Now we know he'll come back after 1 week.
He's leaving for now.
That sounds temporary. Maybe he'll return later.
And finally, he's leaving for good.
That sounds permanent. He's leaving and doesn't plan to return.
Perfect. See how adding two small words changes the whole meaning?
It's amazing. Native speakers can change the feeling of a sentence with just one short expression.
Let's learn a few useful words that often appear with this phrase.
The first word is permanently.
Permanently means something lasts forever or continues without ending.
Another word is forever.
Forever has a similar meaning. Something continues without stopping.
Then we have final.
A final decision means you don't plan to change your mind.
Next is temporary.
Temporary is the opposite. Something temporary only lasts for a short time.
And our last word is decision.
A decision is a choice that you make after thinking about something.
I like learning vocabulary inside real conversations because it's easier to remember.
Let's try a few situations. You tell me if for good sounds natural.
I'm ready.
Someone is moving to another country and has sold their house, their car, and all their furniture.
That sounds permanent. I would say they're moving for good.
Nice. Someone deletes a game from their phone because they're spending too much time playing it.
If they never want to play it again, then yes, they deleted it for good.
Great. Someone changes jobs but plans to return to the old company next year.
Then I wouldn't use for good because the change isn't permanent.
Very good. Last one. A family goes to the beach for a 1-week vacation.
Definitely not for good. They're only going for a short holiday.
That's the key. Before using this expression, ask yourself one simple question. Is this permanent or temporary?
If it's permanent, for good may be the perfect expression.
Native speakers use this expression much more often than many English learners realize. And once you start noticing it in conversations, movies, podcasts, and TV shows, you'll hear it everywhere.
It's one of those small expressions that can make your English sound much more natural.
Once you understand that for good usually means something is permanent, you'll start hearing it in many everyday conversations. One situation where native speakers use it very often is when they're talking about giving up a habit.
I've heard people say, I quit smoking for good.
That's probably one of the most common examples. When someone says that, they're telling you they don't plan to smoke again. It's not just a short break. They're saying they've made a permanent decision.
I notice people don't usually use for good when they're trying something for the first time.
That's true. This expression often appears after someone has struggled with something for a long time. They've probably tried to stop before, maybe more than once, and now they believe they're finally finished.
So it's connected to determination.
Yes, it shows confidence and a strong intention to make a lasting change.
Let's look at a few examples that sound very natural.
Someone might say, I quit smoking for good.
Or, I'm deleting Facebook for good.
Here's another one. I'm giving up soda for good.
I know someone who proudly said, I stopped biting my nails for good.
And after leaving a stressful workplace, someone could say, I left that company for good.
I like how every example has the same feeling. The person isn't planning to go back.
That's the important idea. Native speakers choose for good when they want people to understand that the decision is final.
Although sometimes people are a little too confident.
That sounds like there's another story coming.
There certainly is. A few months ago, I decided I was spending far too much time playing a game on my phone. Every evening, I told myself I'd only play for 10 minutes, but somehow an hour disappeared.
I think many people can relate to that.
One night, I became frustrated. I deleted the game and proudly announced to my friends, I deleted it for good.
That sounds very dramatic.
I even gave a little speech about having more free time and becoming more productive.
Let me guess what happened next.
2 weeks later,
Don't tell me.
deleted it again.
Then maybe it wasn't really for good.
Apparently not. My friends laughed so much that every time I said I was making a big life change, someone would ask, Are you sure it's for good this time?
That's actually a funny reminder that words have meaning. If you say for good, people expect you to stick with your decision.
I learned my lesson. Now I wait a little before making big announcements.
That's probably a wise idea.
Let's learn a few useful words connected to this topic.
First, we have quit.
To quit means to stop doing something completely.
Next is habit.
A habit is something you do regularly, sometimes without thinking about it.
Then we have addiction.
An addiction is something that is very difficult to stop because you strongly depend on it.
Another useful word is commitment.
A commitment is a promise to keep doing something or to follow an important decision.
Finally, there's temptation. Temptation is the feeling that makes you want to do something even when you know you probably shouldn't.
Native speakers also use a few short expressions with the same feeling.
One is, this time it's for good. Another is, I'm serious this time.
You can also say, I mean it.
And if you've completely finished with something, you might simply say, I'm done.
Imagine someone says, I'm deleting all those shopping apps.
You could ask, really?
Then they answer, yes, this time it's for good.
Or someone says, I'm done. I mean it. I'm serious this time.
Those short expressions work naturally together because they all emphasize a firm decision.
They also show that real English isn't only about grammar. It's about choosing expressions that communicate your feelings clearly.
And when you combine them naturally, you sound much more like a native speaker.
We've talked about habits and personal decisions, but native speakers also use for good when they're talking about big changes in life. These are the moments that often come with strong emotions.
That's true. It isn't always about quitting a bad habit. Sometimes it's about leaving an important part of your life behind.
Let me ask you something. What kinds of things do people leave for good?
Quite a few, actually. They might leave their hometown for good. They could leave an apartment for good after buying a house. Some people move to another country for good. Others finish school and leave for good. And sometimes people leave a relationship for good because they know it's the right decision.
Those are all great examples because they involve major life changes. When people use for good in these situations, they're telling you they don't expect to go back.
And that's why the expression feels more emotional.
Let's compare a few sentences again. Listen carefully to how the meaning changes.
The first one is simple. She's gone.
We know she isn't here, but we don't know whether she'll come back in an hour, tomorrow, or next month. Now listen to this. She's gone for good.
That feels much stronger. It tells us she's gone permanently.
Here's another pair. He moved away.
That's just information. He lives somewhere else now.
But if we say he moved away for good,
Now we understand that he isn't planning to move back.
one more example. They're closing the restaurant.
Maybe it's being renovated. Maybe it'll reopen next month.
But if someone says they're closing the restaurant for good, then everyone understands it's the end of that business. The doors will stay closed.
That's one reason this expression is so useful. It adds emotion without using a lot of extra words.
It almost feels like putting a full stop at the end of a story.
I like that description. Have you ever known someone who moved away and never came back?
I have, and it reminds me of a neighbor from my childhood. He lived across the street from my family for many years. One day, he told everyone he was moving to another city because of a new job.
Did people think he'd return?
Yes, most of us believed it was only temporary. His house stayed empty for several months, so people kept saying, he'll probably be back soon.
That sounds reasonable.
Then, almost a year passed. Someone new bought the house, and that's when everyone finally realized he had moved away for good.
That must have felt strange.
It did. Suddenly, all those memories became part of the past. We understood that chapter of our neighborhood had ended.
It's interesting how two small words can carry so much emotion.
Let's learn a few helpful vocabulary words connected to these situations.
The first word is relocate.
To relocate means to move to a different place, often because of work or family.
Next is settle.
If you settle somewhere, you choose that place to live for a long time.
Then we have hometown.
Your hometown is the town or city where you grew up.
Next is goodbye.
Goodbye isn't only something you say. It can also describe the moment when people separate or leave.
And our last word is return.
To return means to come back to a place you've been before.
Let's finish with a little speaking practice.
Sounds good. Here's the first situation. A woman sells her house, packs everything she owns, and moves to Australia because she wants to start a new life there.
I'd say she moved there for good.
Nice. Here's another one. A university student goes home for summer vacation.
I wouldn't use for good because the student plans to come back after the vacation.
Last one. A family restaurant has its final day after being open for 50 years.
That's a perfect situation. I'd naturally say the restaurant is closing for good.
The more we practice these situations, the easier it becomes to know when the expression fits naturally.
The more examples we hear, the easier it becomes to recognize this expression in real life.
One place where you'll hear for good very often is in movies and television.
That's true. I never noticed it before I started paying attention, but now I hear it everywhere.
Writers love using this expression during emotional scenes because it immediately tells the audience that something feels final.
Think about superhero movies. One character might ask, "Is he gone for good?"
That's a great example. The speaker isn't asking if the person left for the afternoon. They're wondering if the person has disappeared permanently.
Family dramas use it a lot too. After an argument, someone might quietly ask, "Is this over for good?"
And that question carries a lot of emotion because nobody knows the answer yet.
Romantic movies have similar moments. One friend might say, "I thought they broke up for good."
That tells us everyone believed the relationship had ended forever.
Detective stories are full of this expression.
Definitely. Imagine the police finally catch a criminal. One officer asks, "Do you think he's gone for good?"
Or maybe the criminal escapes again and everyone realizes the story isn't finished.
Even in everyday life, you'll hear people say things like, "The store closed for good."
or the company shut down for good.
Those sentences tell us the business isn't reopening. It's a permanent closing.
I have a funny story about that kind of surprise ending.
Let's hear it.
I was watching a TV series with my brother. Near the end of one episode, one of the main characters fell from a very high bridge into a river.
That doesn't sound promising.
The music became very sad, everyone in the show started crying, and I turned to my brother and said, "Well, I guess he's gone for good."
That sounds like a reasonable conclusion.
Then we watched the next episode.
Let me guess.
5 minutes later, the same character walked into the room smiling.
So he wasn't gone for good.
Not even close. Somehow he survived everything.
TV writers love surprising their audience.
After that, my brother started laughing every time I said someone was gone for good.
That's a good reminder that sometimes characters return even when everything makes it seem impossible.
Let's learn a few helpful words connected to these situations.
The first word is disappear.
If someone disappears, people don't know where that person is.
Next is survive.
To survive means to stay alive after something dangerous or difficult.
Then we have return.
To return means to come back after leaving.
Another useful word is dramatic.
A dramatic moment is full of strong feelings and excitement.
And finally, we have finally.
Finally means something happens after waiting for a long time.
Here's a listening tip that can really help your English.
Native speakers often choose for good instead of simply saying forever.
That's because for good sounds more conversational in many situations. It fits naturally into everyday speech.
So when you're watching movies, TV shows, or listening to podcasts, don't only listen for the word forever.
Listen carefully for good because you'll probably hear it much more often than you expect.
And once you recognize it, you'll begin understanding conversations much faster.
Now that you've heard how native speakers use this expression naturally, let's talk about some mistakes that English learners often make.
I think I know the biggest one already.
Go ahead.
Many learners think for good means for something good.
That's by far the most common misunderstanding. Even though the word good is there, the expression has a completely different meaning. Remember, for good usually means permanently, not for something positive.
So if I hear someone say, "He left for good," I shouldn't think he left because it was a good idea.
That's right. It simply means he left permanently.
English has several similar expressions, and that's why learners sometimes mix them up.
Let's compare them.
First, for good.
This means permanently.
Next, for the better.
That means a situation has improved.
Then we have for good reasons.
That simply means there were sensible or important reasons.
What about good for you?
That's completely different. It means something is healthy or beneficial.
And good for me has the same idea.
Right. It means something benefits you personally.
Finally, there's good enough.
That means something meets the required standard, even if it isn't perfect.
Let's fix a few common mistakes.
Someone says, "I study English for good."
Incorrect.
A natural sentence would be, "I study English because it's good for me."
Here's another one. I exercise for good.
Again, that's incorrect.
A better sentence is, I exercise for my health.
One more. I moved for good job.
That doesn't sound natural either.
Instead, say, I moved for a better job.
Hearing the correct version really helps.
Have you ever made a mistake with this expression?
I certainly have. Years ago, I proudly told one of my English-speaking friends, I'm learning English for good.
What happened?
He looked confused for a few seconds and then asked, Do you mean forever or because it's good for you?
That's a perfect example of why context matters. Your sentence wasn't clear because for good has its own special meaning.
After he explained it, I never forgot the difference.
Let's finish with 5 useful vocabulary words.
The first is confuse.
To confuse someone means to make something difficult to understand.
Next is meaning.
Meaning is the idea that words or expressions communicate.
Then we have context.
Context is everything around a word that helps us understand it correctly.
Another word is expression.
An expression is a group of words that has its own meaning.
And finally, natural.
Natural English is the kind of English that native speakers really use.
Let's end with a quick quiz.
I'll read the sentence and you tell me if it's correct or incorrect.
Ready.
The old cinema closed for good.
Correct.
I study English for good.
Incorrect.
They moved away for good.
Correct.
Running is for good.
Incorrect.
She left the company for good.
Correct.
By now, you've probably noticed that for good appears in many different situations. Native speakers also combine it with several short expressions that you'll hear all the time in everyday conversations.
These combinations are great because they're easy to remember and they make your English sound much more natural.
Let's go through some of the most common ones.
The first is, this time for good.
People often say this after they've tried to change something several times before.
Imagine someone says, I'm deleting all my work emails from my phone.
Their friend might smile and ask, "Really? This time for good?"
Another common expression is gone for good.
You might hear, "The old movie theater is gone for good."
Or, I thought that character was gone for good.
Then we have done for good.
Someone cleaning out a garage might say, I'm done with collecting old magazines for good.
Here's another one, closed for good.
That's very common with businesses. If a cafe never plans to open again, people say, it closed for good.
You may also hear over for good.
For example, their argument is over for good. Or, do you think this is over for good?
Another expression is left for good.
Someone could say, my cousin left for good after getting a job overseas.
Finally, you'll hear finished for good.
Someone might proudly announce, I'm finished with those late-night snacks for good.
Notice that all of these expressions have one idea in common.
They all suggest something permanent.
Let's hear a few short conversations.
I'll be the customer.
And I'll be the shop owner.
Excuse me, when will this bookstore reopen?
I'm sorry, it closed for good last month.
That's disappointing. I loved coming here.
Here's another one between friends.
Are you still thinking about going back to your old department?
No, I left for good.
That sounds like a big decision.
Now let's imagine two coworkers.
Did Kevin really quit?
Yes, he's gone for good. He accepted a job in another city.
I wish him the best.
Here's one with family members.
Dad, are you still keeping those broken bicycles?
No, I'm finished with them for good. They're being recycled tomorrow.
That garage is finally going to have some space.
One more.
Two neighbors are talking. Have you seen the Johnson family recently?
No, they moved away for good earlier this year.
Those short conversations sound very natural because they happen every day.
Speaking of trying to quit things, I have another confession.
Somehow I knew chocolate was about to become part of this discussion.
Every Monday, I looked in the mirror and confidently announced, "This time for good, no more chocolate."
You sounded very determined.
I really believed it.
But I also know what happened.
By Friday, someone would bring chocolate cake to work and suddenly my great plan disappeared.
So every Monday was your fresh start.
And every Friday, my commitment became much weaker.
At least you're honest about it.
Now I avoid making dramatic promises unless I'm truly ready.
That's actually a useful lesson.
Let's learn a few words that often appear with these conversations.
First, promise.
A promise is something you say you'll do. Next is serious.
If you're serious, you really mean what you say.
Then we have permanent.
Permanent means something is intended to last.
Another useful word is reopen.
Reopen means to open again after being closed.
And finally, final.
Final means there won't be another change.
Let's do one last speaking drill.
Sounds good.
I say the beginning and you finish naturally.
Let's do it.
The old factory.
Closed for good.
My neighbor.
Left for good.
This Monday.
I'm quitting junk food for good.
The movie ended and everyone believed the villain was...
Gone for good.
Great job! Those combinations become easier every time you hear and use them.
Before we finish today's episode, let's put everything together in one final conversation.
Imagine I ask you this question. What's one thing you'd never do again?
I don't think I'd ever stay up until 3 in the morning before an important meeting again. I tried it once, and that experience was enough for me.
So you gave up that habit for good.
I certainly hope so. What about you?
I used to leave everything until the last minute. These days, I start my work much earlier because I realized planning ahead makes life much less stressful.
That's a habit worth keeping.
Is there anywhere you wouldn't move back to?
I once lived in a tiny apartment next to a very noisy road. I have good memories from that time, but I wouldn't choose to live there again. I think I left that place for good.
I feel the same about a small hobby I had years ago. I collected old magazines because I thought they might become valuable someday.
How many did you have?
Far too many. They filled several shelves in my house.
What happened?
One weekend, I donated almost all of them. It felt wonderful to create more space.
So that collection disappeared for good.
It did, and I haven't missed it.
Looking back, we've covered quite a lot today.
We learned that for good usually means permanently or forever.
We practiced the pronunciation and saw that it works as a fixed expression.
We explored common situations like quitting habits, moving away, ending relationships, and businesses closing permanently.
We also talked about mistakes learners often make, especially confusing for good with good for you or other similar phrases.
And we saw how movies, TV shows, and everyday conversations use this expression to add emotion and show that something is final.
Let's finish with one last speaking challenge.
Listen carefully and decide whether for good sounds natural.
Number 1, a student goes home for the weekend.
I wouldn't use it.
Number 2, a bakery closes forever.
Perfect situation for closed for good.
Number 3, someone deletes a social media account and never wants to use it again.
I deleted it for good.
Number 4, a family goes on vacation for 10 days.
Not natural because it's temporary.
Number 5, a woman moves to another country and decides to build her future there.
She moved there for good.
Before we say goodbye, let's quickly review today's key vocabulary: permanently, forever, temporary, quit, commitment, final, return, habit, decision, and disappear.
The more you hear these words together in real conversations, the more comfortable they'll become.
And here's one final question for everyone listening. What's one habit, hobby, or bad routine you'd like to stop for good?
We'd love for you to think about your answer in English. Small expressions like for good may seem simple, but they're the kind of language that helps conversations sound smooth, confident, and natural. Keep listening, keep practicing, and keep using real English in real situations. That's how fluency grows, one conversation at a time.